Nation of Fitin10, it is day 69. 1 day to go. 1 day to go. Can you believe it? 1 day to go. Scan starts Saturday, Sunday. Some people did their scan today already. 2 people. And both of them did quite well. One of them actually did exceptionally well from their 3rd to 4th scan. And, you know, this is just sometimes the way it goes. Of course, I'll always tell you guys this is more about long-term. This is more about learning, and the more you try, the more methodical you can be. And I'm telling you straight up from my own personal experience, and of course with other clients, the longer you do this, the better you know your body, and the better you will be able to manipulate and change your body composition over time. 70 days is nothing. I think I mentioned yesterday, somebody said to me, you know, 70 days this is really long for a challenge. I'm like, it's kind of like just the entrance point. Like literally, like not even getting out of the entrance point. 70 days, I mean, this is meant to be like, it's meant to be more of a lifestyle push, right? So anyways, okay, let's get to some of your feedback here. Okay, so name something specific you can improve upon for the following week. Still trying for that 4 liters of water a day. All right, so if your goals that you set are too big, if you cannot meet them, scale them back until you meet them. Once you meet them, make sure you can be consistent with that. Once you're consistent with it, what's consistent with it? Well, in the case of maybe drinking water, let's say at least a week or 2. Once you got to that point, let's increase it by a bit, okay? There is power behind achieving a goal. The power behind this is not so much the fact that, you know, for the sake of on paper you achieved it. It's more for you, it's more for that motivation aspect. Once you know you've got to that small goal, you're like, okay, I can do the next one, right? This is why small change is so important. It's all about the small changes added up over time. Name something specific you need help with. Being able to stay focused to the last day. Yeah, listen, yeah, I mean, like I said, every day counts, right? But also I've said to you guys that, like, this is all about long term, and it's not about being perfect every day. Okay, now obviously the more days that you're perfect, the better off you're going to be. But you've got to take each day at a time, and you've got to make the best of that day, and you cannot let the previous day dictate how well you do today, right? So you've just got to give it your best every day. Okay, just think of it as this. Just think of it as, I realize you need goals. Most people need goals. Almost everybody needs a goal. Or perhaps everybody needs a goal. But if you think about this as a never-ending journey, just think of it as good days versus bad days. And the more we can, you know, we can get those good days over the bad days, the better off you're going to be. Right? We want to just skew that ratio so much that those good days are way higher than the bad days. Is there anything you'd like me to cover in this week's video series? It seems like I've gotten more momentum as time goes on. Would that continue if I continued with the same numbers? Yes, it's very likely. It's very, very likely. At some point, obviously, you're going to hit a plateau. At some point, you know, you're going to drop fat, drop fat, drop fat. And as you get that body fat down, this is where, unfortunately, more extreme measures come into play. But you should be able to lose a very good amount of fat, like 30%, okay? Of your existing body fat. You should be able to lose that without anything really extreme by any means, okay? Anything else I want to say about that? I guess not for now. What I would say to you though is, like, if you plateau out, just come and see me, okay? All right, name something specific you can improve upon for the following week. Not self-sabotaging. This week was awful and emotional, and my eating was horrendous because I gave up on myself. Truthfully, it probably killed any progress I had made in the previous weeks on the challenge. Even my puffy chin and bad skin returned. I could list all the terrible things I ate, but it will just reinforce how disappointed I am with myself. I lost sight of my goals. I lost belief that I could get there. And so I just said, I'm not sure if there's any kids around, so I just said, F it. Even with the psychology of shopping, my brains kept saying, don't buy that, and still I did, because what difference does it make? It all makes a difference. It all makes a difference. I am too hot and hormonal. I don't know what I'm doing with my life, spiraling with bad food, and sloth behavior just becomes a little too naturally. So, sorry, just comes a little too naturally. Okay, so, you know, well, I don't want to say too much here in terms of some plans I have for the future, but I will say this, you know, I think for you in particular, this person, we need to scale things back, okay? The challenge is at this point for you, I think, too much. And this is not a knock on you. This happens with many people. So, you know, I would first try to scale it back, but at the same time, you know, I want you to really try to set some principles for yourself. Surely you have principles set for yourself in some capacity, right? We've got to set some principles. We've got to draw the line at some point in this endeavor. And when we set those principles, that means we don't break them, right? So, you know, again, we got to figure out something for you that works, at least right now, for the short term, okay? Well, I mean, obviously for the long term, but what I mean in short term is we're able to fulfill them, and then we can move ahead. Name something specific you need help with. A chaperone to keep me from as above. What effectively comes down to self-harming. Truthfully, I don't even know what to ask anymore. I realize my bad habits and bad patterns. I signed up for this challenge, all motivated and willing, but I've lost my mojo. Yeah, you know, and again, like I've said, motivation is just not something that's going to stick around. We've got to set some principles. We've got to set some lines. We've got to set something where, you know, truthfully, we can say, okay, I think this is reasonable for me to do. Like, for example, I'm just using this as an example, walking 3 days a week for half an hour. Okay? It's just something. We've got to start somewhere and then build upon that. Is there anything you'd like me to cover in this week's video series? There is no way to cool down my home. I can barely sleep anymore. Well, it's much better now, luckily. This is going back some time. Exercising while overheated seems like a really dumb idea, especially when I'm so exhausted through lack of sleep. What are your suggestions for moving my body during the heat wave? Yeah, actually, it's funny. I was talking to a client about this yesterday, and this person said, I just don't want to move because when it was so hot, I don't even want to move. So, you know, my suggestion would be at the stage of this game is to, well, if you can't find a air-conditioned environment, although I would recommend you walking in a mall. Go to a mall and just walk around because it's air-conditioned, right? Anyways, I'll keep reading this. Oh, on that note, chafing, my thighs rub and regular destroy pants. I know all about that, by the way. But with added sweating, it actually breaks the skin and causes bleeding. Yes, it does. And awkward walking. P.S. This has caused my pelvic structure. Even when I was quite thin, they did this. But in a way worse with the rub I got going with my chubby thighs. This is called chub rub. Not necessarily. I just have very developed adductors. The muscles on the inside of the legs. So my legs actually rub all the way halfway down. Even if no, it'll be funny to hear you say chub rub. But seriously, tips are needed. So please do not say tack or talc. Talc, I've known to cause cervical cancers, and those of us with female reproductive systems need to stay away from this crap. Thanks. Okay, so yeah, there's an easy solution for this. Believe me, I know this. It's called spandex. Spandex work. Just get a pair of spandex. That's all you need. Get a pair of spandex that fit, that don't ride up, and your problems are solved. Your problems are solved, okay? Believe me on that. Okay, let's see if we get through one more here. I feel like I read this one. All right, no, I haven't. Okay, name something specific you can improve on for the following week. At the beginning of the challenge, I set a goal to do 7 workouts and 3 cardios every... 7 workouts? I didn't know that. I've been continuously hitting this goal for a week. Week 10 goal is to carry this through to completion. Okay, this is awesome. But 7 workouts, that is beyond necessary. I don't even do 7 workouts when I was getting ready for a show. Okay, so and this is because, you know, there's going to be a point of diminishing returns. Okay, now for a short period of time, will you get more results? Yes, I would. Over long term, no. Diminishing returns. Again, we want something to be sustainable. You were able to do this basically you're doing a workout every day plus your cardios. That's insane. Okay, but kudos to you, I suppose. But it's not something I would recommend. Name something specific you need help with. Be very specific, please. I'm feeling strong, energetic, and I see the results when I play sports. I'm a bit obsessed. I need to help to take a notch down and take a rest day. Take a rest day. You know, your rest can be of benefit, right? Because, you know, on rest days, you're going to recover. When you recover, you're going to, at the very least, make some progress in terms of that lean body mass recovering. And with that recovery comes more effective workouts. So what you might perceive as, you know, there's a happy medium with this, right? It's not all about just more is better, more is better. It's not better, okay? Believe me when I say this. Name something specific you need help with. I'm feeling strong and energetic. I see the results when I play sports. Am I being obsessed? I need to help take it down. Did I just read this? I just read this. How did I not just, I don't know. I just read this. If you are motivated, I don't want to say to you not to do this, okay? So just ride it for what it's worth, at least for the challenge. After the challenge, I would definitely back it down, okay? Just go like 4 or 5 times per week, okay? 5 times per week, probably doing 7. Let's not cut it down too much right away. Is there anything you'd like me to cover in this week's video series? Intermittent fasting, what are your opinions about it, good or bad? Okay, I'm gonna go to this another day because I'm already at 12 minutes. All right, message of the day. I've already said this one. It's one of my favorites, so I'm just going to repeat a couple of these. This is something that I'm going to really encourage you to repeat to yourself, even though it's kind of cheesy, but whatever. I'm amazing. Okay, say this to yourself. I am amazing. I'm amazing. I can do anything. Positivity is a choice. I celebrate my individuality, and I'm prepared to succeed. Your individuality comes in many ways, right? Who you are, what you look like, what you struggle with. Everything, okay? Celebrate that. Look for the areas that you can improve upon. Start with the easy ones. Okay, but I'm gonna say this again. I'm amazing. I can do anything. You can do anything. Okay, maybe not right away, but you can do anything. Okay, within reason, of course. Positivity is a choice. I celebrate my individuality, and I'm prepared to succeed. I don't even know if I said I'm prepared to succeed, but you are prepared to succeed. Even if you feel like you haven't succeeded, you can start today and succeed moving forward, okay? Remember that. I'm amazing. I can do anything. Positivity is a choice. I celebrate my individuality, and I'm prepared to succeed. Positive energy, positive vibes, believe in yourself, and for the love of God, give some gratitude. I'll talk to you very soon. See you guys.